Happy New Year to all, even though I'm recording this in November. Now, with video memories, it's all about going back. Today, we look at Down the Mine and Other Stories, the second Thomas & Friends video I ever owned. We know at this point that my first ever Thomas & Friends video release was Troublesome Trucks and Other Stories. But this is not my original copy of Troublesome Trucks. This is a copy I purchased on eBay last year. So currently, this is my oldest Thomas & Friends video I own, and it's probably my second favourite behind Chases, Races and Runaways. When it comes to going back, you can't go back much more than this. Oh, whatever. So let's look at it. Now, before we begin, if you collected British Thomas & Friends videos back in the 90s, there was one advert that everyone saw.
Welcome to the world of children's videos. It's video collection's special favourites for our young audience, beginning with the adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine and friends.
Hurry up, Thomas!
Life on the island of Sodor can be very busy, but the engines enjoy their work on the railway. Sometimes the adventures Thomas has with his friends land them in trouble.
Boxes and bags burst everywhere. Oh! Groaned Percy.
Now, I've covered this several times. I credit it to Trust Thomas most of the time, but time for me to contradict myself once again. This video, and this advert in particular, was my first real-time hearing that guy who appeared in the bill. The guy who goes by the name of Michael.
Billy, you were on the bar last night. Tell these officers everything they need to know.
No, not him. The one I always make jokes about. The one people actually like. The other Michael. Actually, can I avoid the joke if I only use his first name and not his surname? Do I have to say both of them bite the bullet, or is there some sort of loophole where I can get away with just saying his full name and avoid cliche gags? I don't know. I don't fucking know! Oh wait, the joke hasn't been made yet. Question answered. Moving on. So, stupid jokes aside, this was my genuine first time hearing Michael. Of course, being an extreme simpleton of 3 years, I barely noticed the difference between him and Ringo. Of course it's easy for adults to discern who's who, but back then, they were all the same. Yeah, I've mentioned this several times before. It's relevant to the video, so shut up! You don't like it? There's the door there. You're staying? Super! If we're being super technical, Trust Thomas was the first full video I watched featuring you-know-who, Thomas and Stepney was the first one I owned with him, and The Fogman was the video that gave me confirmation that there was more to it than Ringo. I'll cover that video at some point in this lifetime. Don't get your hopes up, I am planned for the next 6 months. Jesus, I went off topic here. I love telling stories and rehashing stupid jokes if it isn't clear at this point. That's video memories in a nutshell when you think about it. Where were we? So the ad also covers Rosie and Jim, which I barely watched, Tots TV, which I watched once or twice, and the 1983 film Wind in the Willows, which I think I saw once. It's an incredibly vague memory, but I think I've seen it once and I don't remember being super won over.
Found guilty on the clearest evidence. 19 years! 19 years? And another year for being green!
Racist bitch.
20 years!
Yeah, I got nothing. And now the VCI logo plays. Wait, that's not VCI. Truth be told, I haven't watched this video in years, and I could have sworn this was VCI. It turns out a fair few of my videos have this logo, and it just slipped my mind. And I've heard stories about this logo freaking the everlasting doo-doo out of many innocent kids. I share their pain. I was there. I don't know if it's the big ominous fuck you bang at the beginning, or the rather trippy and severely outdated animated satellite slash TV slash whatever that wobbles everywhere before transitioning into a large red rectangle, but it traumatized us. VCI for life over here. And here we go. If I have to say one thing, I'm impressed at how well the video has aged. It's over 20 years old and it's surprisingly hiss-free. Okay, that's weird. The intro is slightly butchered. Okay, it seems the video hasn't aged that well, and the audio just fades out. Okay, what the fuck? For some reason, it seems like every copy of Down the Mine starts like this, a butchered intro and 2 rounds of name boards. Why it's like this, I have no idea. I can only assume they wanted to combine everything from Troublesome Trucks onwards into one video, but upon realising they'd be lucky to cram that much footage onto one videotape and still maintain super good visual quality... Actually, strike that, now I have no clue whatsoever. For the main feature, this video hosts 9 episodes narrated by Ringo Starr, covering the last third of Season 1 from Cole to Thomas's Christmas Party. I've mentioned before that Seasons 1 and 5 are my favourite classic Thomas and Friends seasons, and this video was no doubt a massive influence on why Season 1 was my favourite. Seasons 2, 3 and 4 have their places out there, but this video was one of my absolute best. It may just be 9 episodes, but I came to appreciate so much from it. Troublesome Trucks introduced me to Thomas and Friends, but Down the Mine made me a fan of the series and what it had to properly offer. Now, for my favourite episode, I remember being a fan of Whistles and Sneezes, purely for the reason that a train actually goes over Gordon's Hill in the opposite direction for once. I swear this is true. You look at Season 1, the engine always goes under the bridge, up the hill by going left, down the other side and through Marin Station. In Whistles and Sneezes, as a kid, I was just happy to see Gordon go the other way for once. And speaking of Gordon's Hill, another episode I could praise is Dirty Objects, that episode where James has an accident with some rather unruly freight cars. Now, a few British Thomas fans may dislike me using the American term more often than the British term, but here's the problem. I just don't care. As for least favourite, I'm going to point to Toby and the Stout Gentleman, purely because the story about his tramline being closed is a bit of a downer. I got nothing on this one. It's not Toby and the Flood bad, it's just my least favourite in the video, that's basically it. I'm not sure of what else to say about Down the Mine really. It is a textbook example of childhood nostalgia for me. This helped make Thomas my entire life. So enough of that. Too much nostalgia can make a guy giddy. Next time, we return to Fife, Disney style.